Hi everyone, my name is Richard Carrière. I'm SVP and General Manager at CyberLink. It's a pleasure to be with you today at this conference. I will describe how FaceMe works, and I will illustrate its applications through a number of examples and demos. So first, CyberLink FaceMe, what is it? It's essentially the world's top cross-platform AI facial recognition engine. It's extremely precise with 99.7% accuracy. In fact, NIST lists it as the #1 solution in the world in terms of accuracy when it comes to those that are available for commercial use. It's highly accurate and secure. It runs at the edge, which means speed, which means less issues potentially with the cloud for security and performance. It is optimized across every platform that matters. So Windows, several flavors of Linux, Android, and iOS. And it's also optimized for the numerous features of the SDK across PCs, IoT devices, mobile devices, workstations, some of which are made and bundled with Advantech. You just had a presentation from Intel about some of their IoT technologies that are relevant. Well, as members of the IoT Solutions Alliance, we did significant amount of optimization of FaceMe. So with OpenVINO, we were able to increase the performance 5.4 times. Using Movidius, which is used in some of the Advantech bundles with FaceMe, we talk about 17.4 times improvement. And when it comes to anti-spoofing, a topic I will touch on in a few minutes, using Intel RealSense technology for 3D cameras prevents 100% of spoofing attempts. As I said, I will present a series of illustrative use cases. First, in some industries that are of interest, like retail, banking, restaurants, hospitality. And then I will present our solutions that cut across any industry for health and security. Retail, one of the most basic use cases for facial recognition, even if you don't have a database with you can refer to identify people, FaceMe can still recognize with high level of precision people's gender, age, and mood. So it can, for example, personalize ads on digital signs based on who's looking at the ads in the instant moment, but it can also gather statistics to help improve the performance. Connects the Advantech computer into IP cameras, and the moment somebody walks in a store, if they're self-identified, so people who opted in with their face, they are VIP or loyalty program members, automatically someone at the store can be notified and give them a special treatment. It can also be used for employee authentication and access control, so plug them in, give them access to secure areas, all contactless, and it can help gather visitor statistics. Now, a use case in retail, which also expands to banking in several areas, is transaction processing. If you use your face as an ID with a solution like FaceMe, the risk of the wrong person signing in, pretending it is you, is 1 in a million. It's almost impossible. Give you perspective, other biometrics like eye recognition and fingerprints, at best, they can have 1 in 10,000 chance of having wrong access. So the face can be used as an ID in a kiosk at an ATM with 2D, 3D anti-spoofing, so you cannot show a photo or even a video of somebody else. It's not going to work. It can be easily integrated in the mobile banking shopping environment, so on your smartphone, for example. And it can also be used in cases where typically you would need someone to validate a person's identity between an official ID and their face, their live face. So we have a solution for eKYC, Know Your Customer, that does just that. So you can scan a valid government ID, make sure that it's the right person. So you can open bank accounts, you can open merchant accounts with stores, and all these good things. Now, moving on, I've talked a little bit about kiosks. Well, not only in restaurants, but also in hospitality, we see more and more of these self-service kiosks, whether it's fast food orders or to check in hotels. So with FaceMe, you can automatically recognize loyalty members who opted in their face. You can offer them personalized offerings. It can be used for contactless payments with cards in file. And again, collecting statistics help improve the service, the performance at any time. Now let's talk about horizontal cases. One of the high importance right now is health, making sure people wear their masks and they don't have fever when they walk in some spaces. So we created a solution that exists in our SDK, but also as its own software that only needs to be installed on a PC connected to cameras. It's called FaceMe Health. And what it does, it integrates a technology to detect if people are wearing masks and if they're wearing them properly over their mouth and nose. It can also recognize people with masks. So somebody, even if they're wearing a mask, if they need to be recognized for authentication, for access control, the precision accuracy rate goes to about 95%. It's down from 99.7, but what it means essentially is that 1 out of each 20 times that somebody would look at the camera, just like when you do with your smartphone, you might need to do a second attempt if the person is not recognized yet immediately. Considering that they're wearing a mask, it's pretty good. FaceMe Health also integrates thermal cameras for body temperature. So let me show you a quick video that shows how this thing works. The technology for FaceMe Health, as I said, could be simple as installing the FaceMe Health software on a PC and connecting a thermal and a regular camera. But also through some partnerships, the technology has been implemented in health kiosks. So what you see here on the image is our partner, MPS. They have the centric kiosks that integrate all the functionalities. So somebody comes to the kiosk, they're asked a few questions. They can answer yes and no by nodding their head about their exposure to COVID-19. The kiosk verifies that the person is wearing their mask properly. It detects temperature. It even asks somebody to dispense hand sanitizer. When all of these things are met, then the person, if they're in the database, they're recognized, for example, to have access through the door in the office at work, or it could be at a restaurant or a store. Simply, they're granted access. They can print a bracelet or something. So that's how it works. Very simple, very elegant. We start to see these kiosks being deployed in shopping malls for employees, in office buildings. The centric kiosks are now available at the newly opened Marriott Hotel in Minneapolis, for example. So this thing is really gaining traction. The other solution that we have that cuts across every industry is a solution called FaceMe Security. So it's also an integrated software that you install on workstations or the PC, connect IP cameras, and there you go. It works to help monitor access control, identify visitors and VIPs ahead of time so you can send notification, can clock in staff and give them access. It can also flag people who might be blacklisted or unrecognized so that somebody can come and handle the situation. And all that runs at the edge in a very efficient way on servers with connection to a central console for opting in the faces, for managing the data, and then connecting into mobile devices for instant alerts. So here's an example of how it works in the case of people coming, visitors and employees. And the solution, in addition, as you've seen in the demo, to identify VIP or employees for time clock, it can also be connected to door access, so granting access to people who should have access, announce any visitor, or prevent intruders. And here we have a partner, BitKey in Japan, who has integrated the solution. It can be also connected to existing time clock systems, door access, So you don't need necessarily to use new equipment or separate IP cameras. In fact, and to conclude, we just released a bundle that consists of some Advantech hardware, so the Air 200 system connected with Advantech cameras. And this thing brings together FaceMe security and FaceMe health. So all the use cases I've shown you today literally can run through that bundle, which has been offered at a Blue Star for the past few weeks. So any reseller can get the product there and literally order it, install it, plug it in the wall, and get going. If you ever want more information about FaceMe, you can consult our website here at cyberlink.com/FaceMe. There's a lot of information about our solutions, use cases, and recently you'll find industry insights about all the latest, the status of facial recognition in 2021. So how it works, how it can be deployed, tons of use cases and examples. So I invite you to check out these articles. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.